Hi, I am going to tell you the story of Mr. Frizzy. One day, Mr. Frizzy fell out of the refrigerator from his ice tray. The heat in my house was on full blast, and it was very hot. And so, since the heat was so hot, Mr. Frizzy melted. He was a solid, but now he was a liquid. He told me that he felt more free. I told him that it was because the molecules in a solid are very close together, and in a liquid, they have more space to move. So, in a solid, it can only keep its shape, and it has a definite volume and a definite shape. But a liquid has a definite volume because there's a certain amount of water in this beaker, but the shape can be different. So it takes the shape of the container it's in. So for instance, if it's in a circle cup, it's going to take a circle shape. But if it's in a star cup, it's going to take that star shape. I put Mr. Frizzy in a container for school. And when I got to school, my science teacher said that the science fair was today. I froze. Today was the science fair? I forgot to make an experiment. Then I had an idea. I could make an experiment with Mr. Frizzy. After school, I took Mr. Frizzy to the science fair. When we arrived at the science fair and after setting up, our first visitor was here. He was very excited to learn about how Mr. Frizzy had turned into a liquid. I explained to him about the molecules and how the ice melts. Then I told him that the temperature at which a solid changes into a liquid is called its melting point. I opened the container and all of a sudden, steam started coming out. It was really weird. But then I realized that the heat in the room had caused Mr. Frizzy to turn into a gas, which is basically a steam. I soon realized that ever since that happened, all of the things that Mr. Frizzy had gone through was the phases of matter. It was really cool. The phase change from a liquid to a gas is called evaporation. I said that he felt free because gas has an indefinite shape and an indefinite volume. Also, in order to get liquid to be a water vapor, energy must be heated. He was very happy. I also told him that in a gas, the molecules are very free to move around, as you can see here. So that's why Mr. Frizzy felt very free. When we went home, the AC was on very high at my house. Mr. Frizzy was turning back into a liquid. When he turned back into a liquid, the change is called condensation. During this phase change, energy is added by gas molecules as they slow down and rearrange into liquid molecules. I explained that in the shower, steam comes out onto the mirror because it was basically like the water was boiling and all the condensation goes onto the mirror. I put him in the freezer overnight. The next day, I wake up and I find that no longer is Mr. Frizzy a liquid. He is now an ice cube. Mr. Frizzy said he felt less free than he did when he was a gas. But he really enjoyed his adventure, and he really liked turning into the three phases: solid, liquid, and gas.